has become a member.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. And I'm still on vacation, but I promised you I would come back if there was anything really important to bring to you. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. Thank you for joining me. I'm making this video because this will go out as a video later on for everybody else who can't join me during the live shows. So for those of you watching now, we do have a live chat going on, and members are able to ask questions, leave their comments and so on. And it is a members only channel now. We are always members only because of the quality of the audience that we want. We don't want scammers and bots and stuff like that. We want the best and the biggest investors in the world to be part of our channel. So we don't make any apologies for being members only. In this video, I'm only going to be here for about 15-20 minutes because Sensei is back at 2 o'clock with the main show, the closing bell. I won't be doing that. Sensei will still be doing that. But in this video, I'm going to discuss, is a short squeeze about to happen? What have I done with my position over the last couple of days? Information I've received from some of the world's biggest investors. What's going on? What we're likely to hear on the next earnings call on November the 2nd or the 2nd of November if you're from the UK. I will be covering that live, of course. And so you will have that. If it's your very first time here, click subscribe and ring the bell. There you go. And give me a thumbs up as well. That would be absolutely fantastic. Big shout out to Sensei, who's been covering my shows while I'm on holiday. And in fact, you can see I'm on holiday because, look, I'm actually in my comfy britches. Let's see. Comfy britches, not the black trousers, as my wife says, party on the top and business on the bottom. Right, so I'm actually in the middle of a nice relaxing afternoon, but let's get straight to it. So I've been having some conversations with some of the top 10 retail investors in the world over the last few days. I'm also getting communication from Virgin Galactic, and we're also looking at the markets, what's happening for the global markets. So is a short squeeze imminent? Well, the answer to that is yes, I believe it is. I'm 100% committed to that. So let's break it down and say how I got here and what I see is going to happen. So I started this channel 2.5 years ago with the very aim to be the most honest, real person on YouTube TV. That was always my aim and position. It was never to be a roaring kitty. It was never supposed to be someone to pump and dump the stock and run off. At the end of the day, I'm an entertainer. That's it. I take stick for that. I don't care. But that's the reality of it. I'm the world piano man as voted by Elton John. That is my day job. I retired from that because of COVID and built this channel, and I wanted to go to bed every night with Leah saying to me, Martyn, you're a good person. Everything you're doing is real. You're helping people and so on. I've tried to identify the best stock I can buy that will change the world and change my financial position forever. I did my research. I've worked for Sir Richard Branson. So I looked at Virgin Galactic and Rocket Lab, by the way. I'm heavily into Rocket Lab right now. I'm splitting up my investments at 50-50 between the two. But I identified Virgin Galactic. Now, Virgin Galactic is the sort of stock that will take a lot of downward pressure, a lot of short interest, a lot of hate, because where people can't identify where the revenue stream's coming from, the road to profitability. Exactly the same way as it was with Amazon, exactly the same way as it was with Tesla. All of these things happened before to other stocks. And I knew that this was the one that would absolutely be the stock for the future. However, I never wanted to be promoting a stock and being seen as someone who pumps and dumps stock, even though I get criticized for that a lot. It's not what I do, and those that watch me every day know that's not what I do, which brings me on to this question here that I had from someone who follows me on STOCKTWITS. Hi Martyn, when you say you are all in, do you mean you've sold all of your stocks and everything is now invested in space? That's very risky. What's your average now? As it was 167, I think. Yeah, my average now is my average is 166 at the moment. My average was 227, so that wasn't quite correct. Do you have a stop loss? No, I don't. And at what price do you limit losses? Grateful for the openness of your risky strategy here, please. I wish you the best of luck and hope you get your short squeeze and make a lot of money, but I want to balance the hype. You've lost a huge amount on this stock, as have others. Yes, I have. And it could still go to zero. No, it can't go to zero now. It won't go to zero now. And I'll explain why in a minute. Despite what a consortium of retail investors may think, no, I've got enough retail investors now buying the stock that I know the stock's not going to go zero. In fact, it's going to short squeeze. Some people get FOMO from excited tweets, and whilst there's no advice being given, we have to be mindful that people follow your lead without necessarily assessing the risk. And I'm going to come on to that right now, why this video is so important, right? Especially when gambling headlines like all in being used. You got to understand that I'm an entertainer and I make thumbnails like a billboard or a book cover to get you to open and look, and there's always truth inside. You have to look and read it. Many people comment to me like this, never having watched the videos, only primarily looking at a headline, and they go, Martyn Lucas is going all in just because they saw all in the thumbnail. You need to then open the book and then read what the book says. Many people don't want to do that. You're not a gambler, so maybe consider avoiding that vernacular. You're better than this, okay? And I get lots of comments like this, and it's very, very important for me to explain. Today's thumbnail was a picture of Roaring Kitty. Roaring Kitty was a financial advisor who should never have been on YouTube in the first place. And he came on YouTube to make lots of money, manipulate the market, and he hasn't been on YouTube ever since. I will be on YouTube for the rest of my life. I've been entertaining since I was 4 years of age. I'm not going anywhere. So I want to go to bed at night knowing that I gave the best advice. Now, the fact of the matter is we are going to get a short squeeze. How do I know that? Well, I identified this stock 2.5 years ago, and I've given up 2.5 years of my life. In fact, not given it up. I've invested in it in the last 2.5 years. And I've been live every day up to 10 hours a day, knowing this stock is the stock to own. This is the one. Now, what have I done? Over the last 48 hours, 60 hours, I have had up to 20,000 shares of Virgin Galactic. How many do I have now? I can hear you saying. Well, I have currently 4,000 shares. Why? Now, this is the point of this video. So important. I repeat again, I am not trying to pump and dump the stock. I am not trying to be a roaring kitty and make a name for myself. Bloody hell, I told the world, I've done shows with Elton John. I've made a name for myself in music. I'm not trying to do that on a YouTube channel, right? So what I'm trying to do is build a portfolio that is responsible, balanced, and achieves my target of $200,000 by the end of next year. That's it. No more, no less. No margin, no risk, no stress, no drama. That's all I need. The name of the game is not to get greedy. So you might say, well, if you had 20,000 shares, how come you're back at 4,000 and it's been going up ever since? Why on earth wouldn't you be staying in? Well, the fact of the matter is, I, like many other investors, bought this stock at $35, bought it at $20. I'm sure many of you here are sitting there going, yeah, I bought it at 20, 15, 10, and all the rest of it. How can you make money then if the stock keeps going down? And remember, I never short the stock. I don't do options. I'm not interested in that. I like to buy the companies. I like to buy Virgin Galactic. However, I'm not a rich man. I only, out of choice, earn a living on YouTube, out of choice, to show you that this is real. This is my money. I don't have any debts, car loan. I have a house I own. I could go out and do gigs tomorrow, hire out theaters, make money. I choose not to because I want you to see what I'm doing live here. It's more important for me to build this family. It's why we're all members only and everything else. So, a few days ago, on Thursday and Friday, when it hit 150, which it went exactly to 150, exactly where I said it would go. I bought I think it was about 10,000 shares, and then I sold a couple, then I bought another 10,000. I kept buying and selling. So I took profits while actually on paper making losses. Now, this is very important, right? I turned on my margin. I turned on my margin, which is currently running at 8% on Robinhood. Now, out of choice, I don't want to be in margin, just because if I died tomorrow, my wife wouldn't know what was going on. And I don't need to be the richest man. I just want to make some money. All right. So I use it if necessary, but I don't advocate it. I don't like to borrow money. I don't need to borrow money. I make money from my own money, right? But I turned it on and I bought like 10,000 shares at 115, sold them at like 162, and then I did it again and whatever. So I kept making profits, but on paper, I lost money. How did I lose money if I was buying at 150 and selling at 162? There's a thing called the FIFO rule with Robinhood or any brokerage. With Robinhood, you can't choose the lots you wish to sell. Now, you can if you write them an email and say, can you sell this lot? But I didn't want to bother doing that. So what I did is I sold my shares. Now, let's just make this simple. If I had some shares, and I did, at 250 and 220 and 230 and 250, whatever, and I had those before, and then I bought a load of shares at 150, which I did. When I sold, what I was actually doing by default was selling the shares I bought first in, first out. So on paper, I was losing money, which is what I want coming up to the end of the year, because I don't like paying tax, right? I don't want to pay tax. It's obvious, right? So I posted losses, even though overall I've made money on those trades, which will get registered to the IRS. I lost money. But what it allowed me to do is it allowed me to buy lots of other shares at a price of 150. So I've massively reduced my average, put myself in the position I always said I wanted to be in, which was at $1.50. And then what I did was sell those shares back, even though they were for a loss on paper. I've lowered my average. I've gone back down to the number of shares I said I always needed, 4,000. That's it. So now I'm out of margin again. I've got no risk. I'm not paying 8%. Everything is looking fine and dandy. And now I've got 4,200 shares when only a month ago I was out of the stock. If you remember, I sold it when it popped up after the first flight, or 2 months ago, whatever. And now already I am up, because I've got such a low average, 3.5%, $256. Now that is profit now. That is real profit. But I'm not going to sell that ever, probably ever. I don't need to. I've already made plenty of money from Virgin Galactic by doing what I've done on paper, not paying any taxes, remember. Now my average is down. I can sit on this without any worries. Now what I will be doing is if it goes below 166, I will buy probably another 10,000. I will turn margin on again. I will buy maybe 10,000, 20,000 at $1.50, because it will bounce from there. There's no doubt about it. With the people that I'm talking to, we're going to get a short squeeze. People that, and I know this because I made the point of answering every single question, and every single person has been engaging with me. I know everyone's sentiment. I have spent 2.5 years answering the decent members of the channel, plus the trolls, the idiots, the clowns, the liars, the cheats, the roaring kitties of the world. I've been answering them. So I know what their sentiment is. I know that people are laughing at me on Reddit. I know the posts that are being presented online on STOCKTWITS about me. So, and I talk to those people. I stay engaged. Keep your enemies, keep your friends close, but enemies closer, right? I know who's shorting, how much they're shorting, who's buying, how much they're buying. So I know we're going to get a short squeeze. However, I am trying to be, and I am, the most honest person on YouTube TV. I want to go to bed at night and know everybody that watched my channel, not just read the thumbnails, but watched it, all made money with me. Didn't pay any tax, did it the right way, did it without any stress or any drama whatsoever. So I have been putting out warnings trying to stop you from buying the stock today, because many of you are buying it out of FOMO. And I'm saying don't buy it. Even though it's going to short squeeze, you should have bought it at 150. Now, if I'm a roaring kitty, I'm coming on telling you to buy it. It's going to short squeeze, which it is. I have no doubt about it. I know who's buying it, what institutions are about to buy it, what the earnings is likely to be on the next earnings call. I've got no doubt about it that we're going to be $10 in a blink of an eye. No doubt about it. And at some point, we could go to $100 a share. And not because it's worth that, because it will trade there. Because it's the only space stock you can actually buy. You can't buy SpaceX, and not the way we trade here. You can buy it as a private investor, of course, but not through the stock market. You can't buy Blue Origin. This is the one, and I'm going to give some more examples. So just bear with me a second. I put this post out today, warning, danger ahead. Now, some people on StockTwits told me not to post a video with this title. Do not do it, because they did not want me to put any negative sentiment on the stock, because they want it to fly up and fly up and fly up. I don't care about those people. I care about my members, and I care about real investors who have been here through the journey with me. And I don't want anyone to lose out, even though I know, and it's still going up as we're speaking now. I put out this message: hello, fellow investors, talking to my members here. Let's talk about Virgin Galactic and Rocket Lab, because I'm buying equal amounts now with Rocket Lab. I'm not even showing you that, but I am doubling my position with Rocket Lab, all right? That's another one. Space is where it's at right now. The market's roller coaster lately, but here's the scoop. Space might have hit bottom, probably has, but there is still a 10% chance. Now, how I've come to that calculation is all the people that are speaking to me, telling me what they're doing, who's shorting it, how many shorts there are, when the contracts are expiring, blah, 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 how many days to cover, all this stuff, who's buying in, what institutions are buying in. There's still a 10% chance it can go lower. And if it does, that's when I'm going to buy another 10, 20,000 shares, right? And then I will take profit and just trade it up again or trade it down again. But here's the kicker. We're all waiting for the short squeeze, and when it hits, which it will, we're aiming for double digits. The upside is enormous because we're undervalued. Now, I always said under $2, that is value of the company. At $1.50, it's massively undervalued, but it could go as low as $1, and it can. I don't see it. It's like a 90% chance it won't, but it always could. And I then said, just remember, don't overextend yourself. We're not roaring kitty. I want everyone to win. I don't want the shorters to win. The ones that aren't my members, I couldn't care less. I'll be honest, I couldn't care less. They're not worth my time. I value my time. I value your time. Okay, I want every one of my members to win together, which we will. The shorters always win the battles, but they always lose the wars, and they're about to get completely wiped out, lose all their money, and won't be able to come back in the market ever. Because if you've margined yourself and you lose all your money, how do you invest? You haven't got any money to invest, right? So stay sharp, invest wisely, and let this ride. Let's ride this space wave to success. So I've tried to warn people, and I've also got some news I want to share with you here about the short interest. I also want to share with you where I see the earnings call going and how many days to cover and the short interest ratio as well. So stick with me for all of that, and I'll come on to that in a second. Now, I can't be here for much longer because Sensei is doing the closing bell this afternoon, so I wanted to be finished for that. But let me just read some of these comments before I just cover those there. These are some questions coming in now to the live show. Hi, Craig. How you doing? Hi, everybody. Henrik, good afternoon. 100% short squeeze is here. Now, the short squeeze is not here yet, Buckaroony. Absolutely not. The short squeeze interest at the moment is around about 22.8%. Bearing in mind, this is not updated daily, and it could be a lot higher than this from the calculations that I've got, the people that I'm talking to, the interest that I am understanding. It's way higher than that. But remember, GameStop didn't explode until it was over 100%. And of course it can, because people lend out their stocks and lend out their stocks. It can go up multiple 100%. So we're not at a short squeeze yet. I'm trying to help everybody here be fully understanding of what is actually happening. Zhink, $2 was the predicted price. Yeah, around about the $2 is when we'll get the short squeeze. We could be there within minutes. It could take days or weeks though, but it's coming, no question about it. Short squeeze in 9 minutes, says Ninja Warrior. Well, we don't know about that, of course. I'll assume to hold until the earnings. Good luck on your moves, everybody. Who is this guy? Jojo S. You know who this is. Trimmed off the top of my space today at 169. Nothing wrong with that. That's what I did. I sold on paper for losses for my tax, but then bought lower. So overall, I made money, but on paper, I lost. That's the way to do it. All right. If you're using your brokerage account, your Roth IRA, obviously different. Man, if people really make decisions just because someone said to, I mean, make your own decisions. Yes, but people do follow me, Seth. Unfortunately, fortunately, I don't know which it is, but that's the reality of it. Anyway, let me have a quick look here and see what we've got here. This is some news I wanted to share with you just before I hand you over to Sensei. Shares of Virgin Galactic advanced 5.8% to 164. This was on Friday. This is when I was buying it at 150 and I sold it up at 163, 164. Literally exactly 150. I think I bought like 10,000 shares. To be all in round mixed trading session on the stock market with the Dow Jones Industrial Average, blah, 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 blah. The stock rise snapped a 2-day losing streak. Virgin Galactic closed 497 and so on and so forth. The stock has outperformed its competitors, RTX Corp, Boeing, and so on and so forth. Now, some of you have said to me, and I want to cover this very quickly, where is the money coming from if we don't have dilution? I am 99% sure now that we're not going to get dilution. Now, you might say, well, how? We need to raise money. Yes, we do. But I don't think we're going to get dilution the normal way. I think what's going to happen is the partners involved with Virgin Galactic, that involved with the manufacture of the craft and so on and so forth, they are going to come in and partner with Virgin Galactic. That is what I'm hearing. That's what I think is going to happen. Now, of course, if that happens, not only do we get the money to get us to Delta Fleet, and when we get to Delta Fleet, we're making money, but also we don't need to dilute. Now, that's not 100%. I don't know if that will happen or not, but that's the whisperings that I'm hearing that actually that's what's likely to happen. Now then, just while I'm doing this, it'd be really, really nice because I'm going to get off in a second and hand you back over to Sensei and get back onto my holiday. If we could just have a bit of fun here, because I used to do this and I haven't done it for a while. Let's put Mr. Mini-Me on the screen. Let's put Mr. Mini-Me on the screen and let's get 50 likes. We've got 67 people watching, which is lovely. Let me zoom in there, show you 67. Now, remember why I asked you to do this. It doesn't benefit me one bit iota. It really doesn't. I want you to tap the like button because what it will do is it will show you more, show you my content in the future. It will recommend my content to you. If, however, you don't like my content and you don't want to hear from me, and that's absolutely fine. You might not like me, I might not like you. Tap the down like button. I will tell you 99.5% do like our channel, but that's not to influence you. If you don't like it, please click the down like. That way you won't see my shows anymore, YouTube won't suggest me anymore, and you can get on and watch somebody else, and that's fine, because what I want is the most engaged, real members, best audience in the world. So please do tap the like, that's fantastic. We've got 31 out of 66, we're over the 50%, because most people, half of you aren't even logged in, and you can't even... you can't actually comment anyway or whatever. Now, some of you don't realize, and I want to explain quickly, if you actually create a YouTube channel, you don't have to be a YouTuber, but then you are able to comment and be a member and engage. There are still people who they say, I signed up on Google, it said I've got to create a YouTube account, and I don't want one. You don't have to be a YouTuber. It's just the default settings for YouTube. Just do that, and then you can engage and be part of it all and all the rest of it. That's what it's saying. So there we go. I'm going to get off in a second because Sensei is going to carry on now. I'm sure that when Sensei comes on for his 2 o'clock show, which is my show, really, he's standing in for me, I'm sure he'll do some... Oh, he's with us now. It's okay. I will go live when you finish. Well, I'm going to finish now, Sensei, because I want you to be on time, because people are expecting to see you. I'm sure Sensei will actually do some charts on the things I have said, so I'm sure he'll do that. Anyway, while we're here, I'm going to send you. Hang on a minute. I'm going to send you all. I'm going to send you all a bit of love, and I want to appreciate everyone that's been with me. Let me just do that. Watch this. Hang on. I'm not doing it right. I'm not doing it right. There you go. How about that? And we're going to make some money. No question about it. There you go. And the rainy days are over. The rainy days are over. No question about it. Fantastic. Really good. And we're all going to make some money. I'm very, very excited with Virgin Galactic. We're getting just a few days away now from something really quite exciting happening. It could take a bit longer, but it's going to happen nevertheless. All right. I think I've covered everything. I just wanted to check. I've covered that bit of news. Oh, yes. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be here extra early because tomorrow morning, I'm going to cover the J&J earnings. Now, it's important for Virgin Galactic investors and Rocket Lab, and I keep repeating Rocket Lab because I am doubling my position with Rocket Lab as well. So make sure that you are, part of that. But tomorrow with J&J and then Tesla on Thursday, I'll also cover Tesla on Thursday. We're going to learn about the direction of the markets, and it's important that because it will tell us more about inflation. I don't think, and this is very important for Virgin Galactic, I don't think we are going to get a rate hike. I don't think we need to. And if I share this bit of information on the screen, you can see how useful this is. Sales growth of Virgin Galactic, you can see March 31st, 23, they were losing money, and then a massive jump in June, 377%. And as you can see, it's a huge upswing, and so the same as their sales revenue. Oh, and before I go as well, I get lots of comments about the Motley Fool. There is a YouTuber who I often, not all of you, again, not my members, but people that troll me saying I should do more information like the guy who has a YouTube channel on the Motley Fool. And I wanted to reply to that in case that person or those people are watching. Be absolutely clear. The videos that you see presented by that YouTuber, he is sponsored and paid by the Motley Fool. There are incentives and so on and so forth. I'm not sponsored by the Motley Fool to talk about certain positions of Virgin Galactic. So I just want to be absolutely clear. These are my own opinions and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to present the way he presents at all. And if you don't like my content, that's absolutely fine. But I just wanted to address that. Okay, I think I've pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover. So there's my position. That's what I'm doing with Virgin Galactic. I am holding now. I don't ever need to sell these shares because I've made money tax-free. On paper, lost money, but overall I've made money. I've now got back my 4,000 plus shares, which is what I said I would get. I'm more than likely, if it drops, I will buy. Well, not more than likely. If it drops, I will buy back 10, 20,000 shares and do it all over again. And of course, at that point, I won't be selling for losses. It'd be impossible. I'll actually be in the money on the shares, on the individual shares, as well as the overall position. But that's absolutely fine. Ideally, I will be able to wait until January the 1st when I can then send some money from my brokerage account to my Roth and do it that way. Anyway, but that's the way to do it if you're going to trade it. You want to do it on your Roth IRA. Anyway, I believe a short squeeze is imminent. If you've not yet voted on my poll, I've got a poll here on my X account and running here on YouTube. Please go over there. Let me have a look. This is it here. I put this out earlier. Okay, are you in the stock? The question was, are you in the stock, in or out? 74% of you are in. Leave me your thoughts there, and I'd appreciate that. All right. Okay, it was just a brief video. I wanted to come on and share with you my position, tell you exactly where I'm at with Virgin Galactic, who I'm speaking to, what's going on. And my belief is we're going to get a good, very good earnings on November the 2nd. I will be covering it live, and I think we're going to see some really good news. And the last thing that's what I wanted to say. I've been sort of talking, thinking that in back of my head, there's something I want to say. Sensei, this is a little tip for you. Sensei has been doing a fantastic job, by the way. Could everyone copy and paste? Congratulations to Sensei. I threw him in, and he's been doing a tremendous job. But one thing, and it's easy for me because I'm an entertainer, right? I was on stage presenting, directing a show while thinking of the lights, the orchestra, the dancers, and while singing and performing myself. So a little skill for you, Sensei, if you can. You preload your mind with certain things that you want to say. So while you're thinking in the background of what it is you want to actually say, so the audience never get this empty pause. You've got all these things that you can always keep talking about while you're trying to find the thing in the back of your mind that you want to bring forward. It's like multitasking in your brain, if you like. Anyway, so while I was talking about all those things, I wanted to remind you of something that's very specific to Virgin Galactic, and that is this. Yes, Rocket Lab is a steal at this price, Seth. What I wanted to say was this. This morning, live on Sensei's show, we had a bit of fake news about Bitcoin ETF. And the Bitcoin ETF hadn't actually been confirmed, but we saw Bitcoin rally massively, very, very quickly. It rallied massively. We saw that. And then straight away, and Sensei was reporting on it and verifying the information. He reported to you that it wasn't actually true. Somebody put out a false tweet. Why am I mentioning that on a Virgin Galactic video? Because this is the next Bitcoin. This is the next stock that's going to explode. It's the only space stock you can invest in. As soon as we get into December and we get a celebrity fly on this on Virgin Galactic, whether it's true or not, if we get a tweet like what happened this morning with Bitcoin about Elon Musk is flying, or the Delta fleet is coming forward a year, or someone is backing the company, or someone's buying in, the stock will instantly short squeeze. Instantly. It'll instantly go to $5, $6, $7. And you can quote me on that, $5, $6, $7. I'm gathering this information from the people I speak to, and it'll explode. And so this morning proved it. The information was false, yet it came out, and look what happened to Bitcoin. Of course, it was discredited, and it's actually discredits the information and the people that say this sort of rubbish, because it went back down as fast as it went up. But the point is, people now have had a long time waiting for stocks to something big to explode, whether it's crypto or whether it's Virgin Galactic, something like this, or even Tesla, to get back up to its original growth pattern. People are like hankering at the bit for it. So the moment that there's a sniff of a rumor, the stock will explode. It's another catalyst, which I believe is going to send Virgin Galactic into a short squeeze. And it's happening. It's starting to happen now as we talk. It's just got to go to $2 and it'll happen. So that's another thing. People are very, very greedy. People are buying in now. You shouldn't, and I'm going to say this again just before I hand you over to Sensei. No one, I'm not buying it now. I'm not buying Virgin Galactic now. I don't need to. I'm going to hit my target. I'm going to make $200,000. I'm going to achieve what I want to achieve without any margin now, any risk, any drama. My average is 166. I will only buy it if it goes down to 160, 155, 150, and then I'll buy another 10, 20,000 shares and do it again. But people aren't listening to me. They're all buying it now. And if you think that sounds ridiculous and stupid, well, it is, because that's exactly what people did today with Bitcoin. If you really believe in Bitcoin, or if you really believe in Virgin Galactic, do your bloody research, find out what's its intrinsic value, study it like I've done for 2.5 years, and wait for it and buy it at the right price. And then trim, and that's it. Don't overextend. And that's exactly what I have done. And I don't need to now buy it when it's $3, $4, $5, because now it's going up. Even though I said nothing wrong with doing that, because if you know it's going to $100, why not buy it for $80? But the point is, I'm already in now. I don't need to, and that's the point. So that's my take on Virgin Galactic. It's going to short squeeze. There's no doubt about it, and I've given you the reasons why I believe it's going to short squeeze, how it can short squeeze, who's buying it, what the risks are. 10% risk of it going down now, down to 150. You might say, well, 90% you're saying it's going to go up. Yes, I am. So fair enough. But don't follow me. Do what you think is right. And that's it. Anyway, Sensei, is that you? you like the video effects, did you? I've got to go then. I'm going to hand you over to Sensei. So if I do 1 thumbs up, we get this. We get a little bit of that. If I do 2 thumbs up, we get a little bit of this. We get a little bit of that. If I give you some love, it doesn't always work very well, but I'm trying my best to send you some love. If I send you some love, it's hard to get this one right. Can't quite get this one right. I get it right sometimes, but not that good. But anyway, the rain is over, in my opinion. There goes the rain. There goes the rain. And without a doubt, we're all going to make lots of money. Fantastic. There you go. Good stuff. All right. There you go. There you go. Marvelous. So have a wonderful time. I'm sure Sensei is going to cover some charts with you and give you a chart perspective of this. And all I can ask, if you wouldn't mind, is if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do. Give me a thumbs up, because if Sensei gets more likes than me in today's show, I'm going to be very, very upset. But anyway, there we go. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to go back to my holiday. I'm actually wearing, look, I'm actually in my comfy breeches. Right, wearing in England we call them pajamas, but here it's comfy breeches. That's it from me. I'm going to hand you now over to Sensei. He's going to be here with his live show in just a couple of moments. I'm sure Sensei will cover the charts for you. So there it is. If you would like to go and vote on my X, my newsletter came out today. Do heart with all fingers. With all fingers. Thank you very much, Sensei. Why could I not think of that? See, this is what you need. See, there you go. There you go, Sensei. I give you all my love. There you go. Fantastic. Brilliant. Join me now and let's get more likes on my show. Steady on. It's my show. You're just standing in for me, right? Yeah. Still standing in for me. Anyway, have a wonderful afternoon. I look forward to joining you in a few moments' time with Sensei's show. I'm sure it's going to be a great show. Let's see if Sensei can pull the love hearts off and the thumbs ups. Anyway, that's it from me. Have a wonderful afternoon. And we got a new member, so perhaps so Sensei could welcome our new member in. Did you all get the newsletter? Have you opened the newsletter? If you've not signed up for it yet, I'll give you the link, martynlucas.com. Go and sign up for the newsletter. Sensei's running a cash giveaway at the moment on his show, and he'll remind you about that, I'm sure, in his show. And that's it. It just leaves me to say thank you ever so much. Have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy Sensei's show. Don't overstretch yourself. Be an investor. Don't be a gambler. Do your research. If you've done all of that, you're in at 150 with me. You're holding your money. You've made your profits. On paper, you've posted losses, but in reality, you're making money. And then life is easy, right? All right, have a wonderful afternoon, and go Sensei. It's doing a great job. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.